Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Gals and guys, I hope you all had a good day. I am Cordell and I am a writer. This stream is about poetry and other text of the same type. There will be no censorship in this art production, at least not coming from me. So please be aware of this before watching it. This channel is not meant to promote violence, prejudice, or any other form of hateful acts, and as such, I would like to allow everyone to express their chain of thoughts with no shame or fear whatsoever. Today, I will be presenting a few poems that I've wrote myself. I love reading old poetry, so please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know if you'd like me to do a reading of a specific poem, or perhaps if you'd like to read one of your own poems. The following poems are a compilation of poems I wrote from books that I will be putting on sale pretty soon. If you would like to leave a comment, don't hesitate. Any and all feedback will be welcome. You can reach me through my Discord, YouTube, and Instagram just below here. I'm always happy to meet anyone and talk about any subject. If you'd like to appear on my stream, don't hesitate. I would like to have meeting of the minds on a creative level and give everyone that wants it the opportunity to share any type of poetry, tales, text they feel like sharing. A sort of open mic. Now, I invite you to sit down, get comfortable, relax, and just enjoy the reading. So, this first poem that I will be writing to you may not sound completely in a poetic form because I've wrote it originally in French and I had to translate it. So I'm not using the decasyllabes with rhymes. I'm still hoping that the message is a message that you will enjoy, or at least that you will understand in your own way. I'd like to remind everybody that poems are not meant to be explained. They're meant for you to find their meaning within yourself. This particular poem was written in the 13th of February 2019. Sinking in the river of life. There are clouds and it's raining. For love's sake, God is pissing on me. He yells, insults, and spits on me as if my life had disappointed him. Drowned in the river of my life, I tried to reach the shore. My very existence is the vomit of God. I am adrift in it. Tentacles grab my feet. I will not reach the surface. I shout, I scream, I cry for pity. As I piss and vomit myself, as slowly as I drown in my life. By all those around, I am perceived as having no longer any opinion, except to contradict my ills and remind me of my fault. There is no reason to speak, nor any reason to spare me. As I'm erased away by the rain, they are watching me drown. Now they all have fleeing eyes. No one pities me anymore. The second poem I wrote is again one of those poems that was originally written in French. It's called The Tree. I wrote it on my birthday this year. The seed sowed in the field by the passing day fascinated, as proud will become in its own time the tree that will cover with its shadow the earth. Periods of peace and war will be lost over the seasons, when everything will be fulfilled and people will lie down beneath the tree. When nothing else will be left, the dead will pile up under the tree. It will grow in bad days as well as when all goes well. It will be the first to stand among the flowers, the only tree. It will be the last standing, alone in the middle of the rubbles. So the third poem I will be reading to you guys is again another poem that was originally written in French. It's called In the Realm of My Dreams. I do not remember who was it written it for, so please don't ask. With my lips I will call the moon. If from your tongue you will pluck the sun, I'll wait with it for you on the dunes of the dream world during your sleep, always hoping to meet you in the mist. I will wait for you constantly until you wake, and will keep my bitterness to myself. Oh, every night without you would always be the same if I adored you without you loving me. In my eyes, there would be no tiara, no necklace, no ring or gem pretty enough to offer you, because nothing is comparable to your smile, your butterfly eyes, and your rosy cheeks. During my sleep, I stay awake, and alone in these distant thoughts, I dream of a few uncertain words. Now, the next poem is actually the very first poem I ever wrote. Um, it's an ode to the moon. I wrote it, I must have been 15 or something like that. I can't remember actually, it's been a long time. Serene Celine, matron of our poems and queen of our playful joys, and in love with our sorrow. You console us and give us words that inspire us, so that us poets can write a few rhymes to you. If you had been a woman, I would have been your slave. If you had been sea, I would have been a wreck. But instead, you are prisoner of the firmament. Infuse me with your thoughts through the breathing of your voice, and make me from your astral court the sovereign and king, so that by poems I could also share this serenity that makes me feel so old. Next poem will be the same thing, another one that I wrote in French a long time ago. Uh, this is a love poem also. It's called I Dream of You. I dream of being in your arms and you telling me with your lovely voice how much you love me and adore me in you. I dream of caressing your silk skin and that I'd lose my finger in your hair. I dream that you be my queen and I be your king, that in each other you are me and me you. I dream to see in your eyes this choice who invades me, body and soul, each time I make contact and draws me with emotion. I dream and think 1,000 times about you and dream that you too are thinking of me. The next one is called Advice to the Lovers. Um, it's also a poem that I wrote in French, so again, it may not sound completely poetical. I hope you'll still enjoy it though. Advice to the lovers. Never hesitate to tell affection that gives size to your heart. There are few secrets that are worse than affection that is repressed. If you love someone, tell that to your love. Hence, it is possible that a secret revealed unleashes a truth to your rescue, and that your beloved runs to you. Do not restrain your feelings from your heart, and never think of lying to yourself. Neither deny yourself the love of these days, as you always know how you truly feel. Now we'll be entering some poems that I wrote in English, and you'll probably hear more of a structure and rhymes. The first one is called Prey and Hunter. It's a poem that pretty much is about, well, you know, a hunter and a prey. One can only run so long prior hiding. One can hide so long before being found. As a conclusion, there will be fighting. That's why one should always choose battleground. There is no hiding from being hunted, as prey and hunter are one of the same. Eventually, one has to confront their own enemy and play the game. Defeat is acceptable with survival. Sustenance is essential to living. Safety is crucial for revival, even when foes' acts are unforgiving. The next one was written on the 19th February 2017. It's called I'm So Important. The nature of things doesn't exist, or sentience itself is an illusion. Nature that created us can't persist under the pressure of our confusion. We pretend that we are more than what we are. We call for individuality, friends, and freedom, but no matter how far we end, there's always a finality. Or sentience is a mistake from nature. We pretend to be oh so important that we need to justify our failure and how easily all is forgotten. By accepting in our heart the deceit that for some reason we are more important, that we do not depend on our heartbeat, that to me everything is in accordance, that for some reason our crimes are predestined, that God is always looking out for us, for some greater good, that I'm predestined, when really my sentience is superfluous. So, the next poem I will be reading was written on the 22nd February 2017. It's called Time is Meaningless, and it is about the perspective of time, how some very short amount of time can look excessively long, and some extremely long period of time can feel extremely short. Time is meaningless. Seconds are like minutes, they are like hours. Hours are like days, they are like weeks and months. They have a way to unleash their power and race through months to years in front. 1 second can last an eternity, but not only in causality ripples, also in moral's infirmity, or even as physically crippled. Years can be like seconds, forever stuck on time's arrow from my pocket watch. While all my life could feel like garbage truck, and life itself was drawing from Rorschach. In the end, seconds are part of the void. Soon years can be decades and century, and dead endings grip can't be avoided. Life itself is so penitentiary. Or death is not really liberation. The knowledge that every person we love will suffer from life and death's rotation is a reminder of what we get rid of. When what we get rid of is our own self. By lying to the point of believing anything that comes from any bookshelf. Every second and word can be deceiving. The next poem is called Exile. It was written on a Friday, the 24th February 2017. Every little part of my soul has crumbled, like ruined temples from forgotten times, from full construction to walls in rubbles. The fire that torched it was not a crime. My mind itself has gone to the dark void. I watch the emptiness that surrounds me. My spirit was a plaything with which I toyed until the arrival of a banshee. Now life's a series of Polaroid, filled with ghosts, with no hope of escape. I feel the pain like a hemorrhoid, and the dizziness like a syncope. All that I was the sum of my past. My past gone, there's nothing left of me. One single second is left unsurpassed, one that burns away my family tree. When first take away my future, then my past. When that is done, leave me for death's desire. She will take care of it all. If outcast by all the ones I knew before the fire, then the fate will even be worse than death. As there is nothing worse than be exiled, like I was no one from my own homestead. Pretty soon, everyone will be hostile. The next poem is a poem that tends to really hit me hard. It's called Opening Hell's Gate. I wrote it on the 27th February 2017. No, screams the tormented while seeing Hell's Gate. It appears as though he's in the void, and Hell's Gate is reddening from heat radiated. No, 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 he begs while hearing decoyed sounds like screaming of all his past life that's suddenly about to be destroyed. He thinks one last time of his life and wife prior letting Hell's finger be deployed. Once the gate is opened, it cannot be closed. Behind it, hell on hell on earth has come to be. In an instant, to heat, he is exposed. He is blinded by smoke's explosion, then can see fire rays beyond the smoke. Time takes its time. It goes in slow motion. Lack of air and extreme heat make him choke. Run! Run! Run away! Fire! Fire! Go! He cries while he himself refuses to go. Silently the roll of flames seems to flow all around him, while the smoke seems to glow, and the demons are released from Hell's Gate. Everything burns away before his eyes. In hell, he is about to suffocate. By hell's flame, he sees it all carbonize. He falls on his knees and screams, "No, no, no!" Following this, his hair is caught on fire. It don't matter. He hears from below electric wire backlash into barbed wire. The fire comes from the roof and from the floor and from that gate which really was a door. Everything burns, even the clothes he wore. As he dies, it don't matter anymore. Next poem is a small thing, so yeah, hope you enjoy it anyway. Think about it. Just think for a second. Hang on to your thoughts as the truth beckons. More and more truth and lies in your mind. Don't forget your foundation and remind yourself of who you are and want to be. Then perhaps, under some self-made decree, you will go further than you could have gone, and you will become your own paragon. The next one is called My Own Demon. Just as the second passes, my heart pounds. I feel some kind of demon ripping through my ribcage. That is its jail, making sounds of running steps like the devil's pursuit. I know I should run or fight, but I freeze. How could I ever face my demon when my heart, my regret, I can't appease? He makes me feel like I'm in its dark prison. Sometimes it roars of hatred and anger. Sometimes it's waiting for the right moment. Then, with echoing sonorous clangor, it slashes me with vindictive torment. It makes me feel like it is my jailer, when really it is locked in my prison. To this demon, I am its prisoner, even though this truth is beyond reason. Each pounding louder than the precedent, each beating faster than the one before, to the point of turning me irrelevant. Even as I beg for calm, I'm ignored. It's like it's waiting for my time to come. My heart is pouring blood through my thick veins. I'm overwhelmed by what I have become. No memory of my past self remains. I haven't transformed into my demon. Instead of this, I'm its favorite victim. I'm waiting for its terrible treason as I remain a screw from this system. Okay. The next poem was written on the 3rd of March 2017. It is called Time is Void. A myriad of wishes go through his mind, but all wishes are out of his grasp. No magic lamp that he could ever find could grant him his wishes and make him gasp in awe before some divine miracle. Hope itself is just a lie we tell ourselves to feel like we are our own pinnacle, when in the present we should always dwell. Dreaming is as well an unconscious lie, because we never dream of what we of things we have. We we remember past as well. No, we remember past as asleep we lie. Time gone is part of what we couldn't save. Okay, I'm gonna start reading this one again because I screwed it. Time is void. A myriad of wishes go through his mind, but all wishes are out of his grasp. No magic lamp that he could ever find could grant him his wishes and make him gasp in awe before some divine miracle. Hope itself's just a lie we tell ourselves to feel like we are our own pinnacle, when in the present we should always dwell. Dreaming is as well an unconscious lie, because we never dream of things we have. We remember past as asleep we lie. Time gone is part of what we couldn't save. We should always accept that all there is the present moment and nothing more. Time is void, just as it is part of his time to come in the void, just as before. Fourth of March 2017. Feeling and emotions. Fears constantly in the back of my mind, like vultures diving down they prey. They turn around my reason just to find if my beaten reason is in decay. I wish I had the will to ignore it, yet it's the only feeling I have left. I have emotions, but somehow they split. They definition victim of a death in such a way that I still feel love for Kim, but that I feel like I'm a diminished version of me. Yet I have never sinned, at least not enough to be so punished. That insidious feeling turns me ashamed, ashamed of being a victim of event beyond myself, that even took my name, hellish events that I could not prevent. Soon, all I feel is basic emotion. There is no future, past, or even present. Finding affection, sharing devotion is my only relief from my torment. As if affection was as basic as fear and the only cure from feeling wretched. It's not anyone, it's the atmosphere. It leaves me numb as my mind is shredded. The next poem was written on the 12th of March 2017. It's called There Are No Distances. Just as distance, what is close looks bigger, and what is far away seems to be smaller. The first will take all the space in our sight. The second is just one star among clear night. Yet distance doesn't change the importance or severity of inadvertence, so all that's wrong comes from ignorance. Thus, we will never find deliverance. Looking too closely can blind our insight, and what's insignificant can seem huge. In some way, it can inspire contrite. In others, it can be a subterfuge. Looking from far Looking from far away can diminish sizes and importance of everything. All seeing is at best something skittish, because we can't comprehend anything. We lock ourselves behind featureless wall, losing sight and insight of everything. In total panic and despair we fall, yet our consciousness is locked on one thing. When anyone looks at the big picture, they lose track of what's the nature of things. They don't understand where leads the future because we can't predict anything. 13 March. The two stories. So this is a poem that talks about the conflict, the inner conflict that we have between that desire of doing good around us and that intuition of hurting people that have been bad with us or bad with us. The two stories. There are two kinds of stories we tell kids. Those two stories will grow in us like seeds. They will be there as we shut our eyelids. While we grow older, they'll become more creeds. In the first story, we are another, whom through genius, good deeds, saves the day. It teaches us to be together, makes us feel others' notion as in a play. We will picture ourselves as the champion, and it will inspire us to do good. Just as him will feel every sensation within ourselves, we will find empathy's root. The second tell us to fear difference, or that if you do wrong, you'll be punished. That what's abnormal by your experience shouldn't be perceived that what's abnormal by your experience should be perceived as such and be banished. Usually, we use warning as threats. Thus, if we are told to be suspicious of strangers, it will become our mindset. By then, we will see the weird as vicious. Those two tales will conflict within ourselves, sometimes being deliberately bad, other times being good to prove ourselves. Their unbalanced symmetry drives us mad. So this will be the last poem I will read tonight. It's called The Virtue of Disobedience. It was written on the 28th of March of last year. As the few take everything and hope fades, there comes a time to question everyone. Either that or slit our vein with a blade. If most of us are reduced to no one, as if we would never have existed, or if we are used as pawn in games of life, then none of our dreams or hope would persist. If the insignificance of the strife reduces us to nothing, then why not fight? Not with stones, blades, or guns, but with our words. Not with the words of one, but with all words. So that disobedience becomes a light so strong it could defeat darkness, so bright it brings everyone together, and so powerful it vanquishes darkness once and for all, together and forever. Why would anyone be surprised by hate when hate is obviously born from despise? Why doubt when we know the shape of our state? The nature of anger with surprise should never be taken oh so granted, as it is part of any living being. Many will tell us we are stranded. But disobedience is led by seeing injustice that could be avoided and should never be assumed as normal, else law and community be voided, and hatred in a form exponential could burden our humanity until there will be nothing left but pity. Well, my friends, my dear readers, lovers of literature, I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Uh, I invite you to um, follow this channel if you have, and to check out my other videos. Many of them will be about poetry. Some of them will be some of you heard, so some of the ones you've heard here. You can also find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. I am extremely open to talking with anybody, and as I said in the beginning of this video, I am looking for other poets and writers to come and share their work in this channel. I'm also looking for people to have philosophical and literary conversations, and obviously now that Article 13 has been censoring most of my audio, I probably will need somebody that knows how to make some kind of music. That said, I hope you had an excellent time, and I'm looking forward to the next reading. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.